Today we're going to look at dominance matrices, okay? This is the start of our Unit 3 content for Specialist Mathematics, and it's really looking at an application of matrices. So none of the skills used here are new, but we will need to know how to multiply matrices and add matrices together. Okay, so dominance matrices are useful in determining rankings in a sporting tournament, okay? If you've got, say, 4 teams, Team A, Team B, Team C, and Team D. Okay, but it's too long to have all of those teams play each other more than once. Okay, but you still want to know which team is better than others. So if all of the teams just play each other once, you'll get a maximum of 6 games. So we've got, we're going to have A versus B, A versus C, A versus D, B versus, well, B has already played A, so B is going to play C, and B is going to play D, and then C is going to play, well, it's played A and B already, so C is going to play D, and then that's the 6 games or rounds. So you can see here that each team plays each other once, and we're going to try and work out which team is the best team based on the results of that tournament. Okay, so here are the results written down. We can see that A defeated C and D, B defeated A, C defeated B and D, and D defeated B. And we're going to draw these results graphically using arrows, okay? So A defeats C and D, so A defeats C and A defeats D. We're going to draw those lines with an arrow. That sort of shows a pathway that A dominated D and A dominated C. We are using dominance matrices here. B defeats A, so from B we'll draw a straight line and an arrow on that line, so B dominated A. C defeated B, so straight line from here to B, and D, C defeated D with an arrow there, and then lastly D defeated B, so an arrow straight up to there, D defeated B. So here we have our structure of how the tournament went, and each of those arrows then represents a dominance. For example, D dominated B. Cool. From here now, we can also set up a dominance matrice. This is where we're going to. So D for dominance matrice. Okay, and we can write A, B, C, D along the top, and A, B, C, D along the side. And what we're going to do is we're going to put 0 in the leading diagonals because a team can't play itself, or it can't win against itself. A defeated C and D, so in the A row, we're going to put a 1 underneath the C and the D, because A defeated C and D. Next, B defeated A, then C defeats B and D defeated B. Alright, and then zeros everywhere else, because they count as losses. So here is our dominance matrice. D equals this matrice. And from here we can look at a score, and we can score each team. So A had 2 wins, B had 1 win. Oh, this is looking across the row here. This is row A, so that's team A. B had 1 win, C had 2 wins, and D only had 1 win. Now, looking at just this dominance matrix, there's not enough information here to determine which team was the best team. You can see A had 2 wins, but C also had 2 wins. This is not enough. We want to know which team, not teams, are the best. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to multiply this matrix by itself. We're going to come up with the matrix D squared, okay? D squared. And that is simply matrix D times matrix D. All right, and what this is going to show us is it's going to show us the 2-step dominance, okay, For example, you can see here that A defeated C, right? But C defeated B. All right, so surely that's got to be worth something. If A can beat C and C beats B, then A must be better than B in some way, even though B defeated A. Maybe A had an off day. Okay, so this is our second order dominance. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to try and distinguish between schools A and C. We're going to calculate D squared. All right, so D squared is the D matrix, all right, multiplied by the D matrix. So I'm going to put the two matrices there. I'm going to multiply them together. Remembering that we do row by column and add them up, row by column, and so on. So I'm going to skip ahead because you know how to do that. So here we have it. This is our D squared dominance matrix, and this shows us our two-step paths. So we can see here that team A, right, there's a 2 underneath the B. Well, what does that mean? So far we've only had 1s. Well, this means that if we go back to our graph here, well, A defeated D, but D defeated B. That's 2 steps to get to B. But A also defeated C, which defeated B. That means there's two-step paths from A to B. That's what this D squared matrix shows us. Okay? And all these other ones, it means that there's one two-step path from B to C. So from B to C, there's one two-step path. B to C, oh, here it is here. So from B to A, and then from A to C. That is a two-step path from B to C. Okay? We can also, again, score this matrix. Okay? So that's 3, 2, 2, and 1. Okay, but we're not going to just take this value alone, all right, because this is two-step paths. What we're going to actually do is we're going to add D plus D squared. So here I've written D plus D squared. We're going to add those two matrices together, D on the left, D squared on the right, and I've also got the scores there. What we're actually doing is adding those two matrices together, adding all the elements together, okay? But we can skip that cumbersomeness and just add the scores together. So the score for A, I'm going to write this vertically here. We've got A, B, C, and D. All right, D plus D squared equals, well, A, the score is 2 plus 3, so that's 5. B is 1 plus 2 is 3. C is 2 plus 2 is 4, and D is 1 plus 1, which is 2. Right, so here we have a clear hierarchy of teams. You can see here that A, so team A is dominant. Okay, they are the best team. They have the most points, you could say. There's a few other things that we can do after combining those 1 and 2 step paths. Okay, we can do higher order powers. We can go further. If it's a more complicated scenario, say we wanted our first step, our second step, and our third step paths. Maybe there's 6 teams in a competition. We can do D cubed. Maybe that would be then enough to distinguish victor. Okay. We can also weight each of the dominance matrices. So we could have our full first step. Maybe that's worth the most points, but let's say then we only want our second order dominance or our 2-step paths only worth half, because like before, A didn't actually beat team B, but before we've had it weighted the same. And we could also say then our third step paths are only worth a third or a fourth. We could weight each of those paths. And that is it with dominance matrices. This particular topic, it probably involves a lot of problem solving that you're going to have to do to work out if you're going to weight the paths or if you need to go to higher order matrices. Good luck, and I'll see you next time.